Woohoo! All right. Well, good morning, everybody. 6 o'clock here on this Friday. Glad you're with us. I'm Neda Iranpour.
And I'm Evan Irani. Thanks for being with us this morning. Want to get right to our top story, one that was affecting many over the course of Thanksgiving, of course. Right now, more than 4,450 SDG&E customers are in the dark after having their power cut due to dangerous fire weather. The public safety power shutoffs come amid a red flag warning, which is still in effect this morning until this evening. Some families had to spend the night at other family members' homes or motels, but they say they were able to make the best of the holiday.
We just come back to the hotel after dinner instead of home.
I'd rather go without power than lose our home or our lives.
We will continue to update you on those power outages. You can also go to our website, cbs8.com. And right now, we do want to talk about those weather conditions because it's still pretty gusty in the mountains. Those dry winds have not really let up. Here's a look at that early morning glow before the sun comes up. 6:29 will be our sunrise. And there's a look at our current wind gusts, 28 in Julian, 39 in Sill Hill. And what's important to note is where the wind is coming from. It's coming from the desert, that northeasterly flow that you see right there. Offshore winds really zapping any kind of moisture from the air. So that's why relative humidity is down into the teens for places like Alpine and Campo, which of course elevates our fire danger.
And our weather conditions also led to scary moments for people living in Santee after a brush fire broke out near several homes. It started around 11 o'clock Thanksgiving morning at the Walker Preserve near North Magnolia Avenue. This morning, the fire has been contained at 18 acres, and fortunately, no homes were damaged. Crews say they were already on high alert because of the red flag warning that was in effect, so they were able to act quickly. Residents say they're thankful firefighters were prepared.
I want to thank the fire crews for being so good, so swift on getting that, because when we were back there, it looked like it was going to be gone.
And crews are now watching for any flare-ups and are investigating the cause of that fire. Crews also quickly knocked down another brush fire near the 5 freeway in Mission Valley. That broke out yesterday just before 3 in the 4700 block of Pacific Highway. San Diego police say there was a report of a transient setting fires in the area, but no arrests were made.
And new this morning, police are investigating after a juvenile was shot and killed in Skyline. This was around 9:30 last night on Cahill Drive. The victim has not been identified, and we don't know the person's age. We just know that they're juvenile. No details yet on what led to that shooting, and there is no suspect description. So, of course, if you have any information, call police, and we're going to update you as soon as we get new information. And this morning now, the World Health Organization monitoring a new variant of COVID-19. This one has been detected now in South Africa. Health officials are concerned because this variant has a large number of mutations and it's spreading quickly among young people. So far, there have been no reports confirmed cases here in the U.S. The U.K. announced it would temporarily ban flights from 6 African countries as a precaution.
And the excitement is on. Comic-Con back in San Diego. A special edition of the convention kicks off today, and it's being held in person this year.
This means people can dress up and other people will actually see it.
That's
not
right.
Just in your living room. The event has been virtual for the past 2 years because of the pandemic. And News 8's Dana Marie McNichol joining us live downtown now to tell us all about it. Good morning, Dana Marie.
Good morning. That's right. So this event usually happens in July, but now here in November, the 3-day Comic-Con special edition is what they're calling it. We're seeing a couple of people start to gather outside of the convention center. Check-in starts around 7 a.m. this morning, but there are a couple of big changes this year, including everyone must wear a mask and not just a costume mask. Now, due to the pandemic, all attendees are required to show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID-19 test. Comic-Con special edition is expected to draw in between anywhere from 40 to 60,000 people. That is still so much smaller than the convention's typical 135,000 attendees. Now, the days will be filled with panels, film screenings, games, autograph sessions, and shopping.
We're very excited about it. It'll be our first in-person event since 2019. Films and Japanese animation, there's gaming, there's panels on how to make movies with using just the latest edition of your a smartphone.
Now, even though it might not have the exact same schedule as the San Diego Comic-Con in the years past, there are still so many things for badge holders to enjoy, including the Masquerade costume competition that will be held this Saturday. Now, a couple of traffic notes. Harbor Drive will be closed to vehicle traffic, including bikes and scooters and skateboards, between First Avenue and Park Boulevard during Comic-Con Special Edition hours today. That is from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., so please take a note of that if you're traveling here in downtown. Also, if you want to participate in Comic-Con, there are still tickets available. You can get those online. They are $150 each. So we're going to be checking in with some people. I'm looking around. It's starting to kind of pick up with activity here downtown. I'm looking for some costumes, so if we find anybody, we'll grab them, chat with them this morning.
All right. Yeah, and that line already forming. Dana Marie, thanks so much for that live report.
Like we were saying, this is kind of the event of the year for so many people who go out there and celebrate, so no big surprise they're getting out there a little bit early.
Yes, they've been waiting for 2 years to be able to do this.
Another exciting addition today, you can finally check out the Comic-Con Museum at Balboa Park. So they're hosting a soft opening for the public. That is at noon today. The grand opening will be next summer. The museum's goal is to celebrate Comic-Con and pop culture all year long, not just during the convention. Tickets for today's soft opening are available online and at the museum.
Now, today's the biggest shopping day of the year traditionally, but will Black Friday shoppers actually find what they're looking for?
So Courtney Keeley has more on how supply chain and shipping problems are impacting stores.
The holiday shopping season is officially underway.
I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m., go shopping. Anything that's open, I'm just going to go shopping.
The National Retail Federation predicts holiday sales could hit up to $859 billion in 2021, which would be a record.
Retail sales will grow somewhere between 8.5 and 10.5%, which is a really historic high.
More than 100 million Americans are expected to do some shopping today, either in person or online. This year, the average person is expected to spend about $1,000 on holiday items.
But spending that money may require some searching, as many in-demand products have become exceedingly hard to find. Delays at ports and a nationwide trucker shortage have left stores struggling to keep shelves stocked.
Supply chain disruptions have been an ongoing issue for retailers and for consumers really since the onset of the pandemic. And the situation, unfortunately, just continues to evolve.
Toys are among the gifts that could be hard to come by.
Gaming systems as well, the newer Xbox, PlayStation, and the new Nintendo Switch OLED version are virtually impossible to find, and shoppers are going to have to hope that retailers keep them in stock.
Experts say shoppers in the market for a specific present should buy it now if they can, instead of waiting for a better price. Courtney Keeley, CBS News, East Rutherford, New Jersey.
In addition to product shortages, shoppers will have to contend with inflation and higher prices. One estimate says the cost of many items has risen anywhere from 5 to 17% from this time 1 year ago. Switching gears, taking a look at the forecast on our Friday morning for the people who are out and about for Black Friday. Well, seems like it's still pretty dry and still pretty breezy, right?
Yes, breezy, sunny as soon as that sun comes up. You do have a few surfers. There was like a little group, a little lineup, 4 or 5 people out there in the water. I will say, water temperature 62 degrees on average across our coastline. Outside, it's going to be in the low 80s today for many inland valleys. So if you have today off, the beach will probably be a popular spot through the weekend too, because we have heat hanging around. I mean, we're going to be above average by about 10 degrees for the next several days. High pressure is building over the west coast. So let's talk about our Santa Ana winds. Evan mentioned the dry factor. You probably felt it yesterday if you were outside. We had our turkey feast outside, and yeah, you felt the wind, the dry wind, and it was really warm even along the coastline. So everyone was feeling it. The winds are coming in from the desert. You see that northeasterly flow right there, gusting pretty good in Julian, Alpine, Laguna, Sill Hill. I've seen numbers up to the 40s right now. So that's what you're obviously giving that heads up about. Fire risk does elevate when you see how dry it is and how windy it is. The air is dry, the plants are dry, the brush is dry, and then those wind gusts could really send a spark flying. So we do not want to see that happening. Obviously, we want you to be as safe as possible. 47 in Julian, 43 in Borrego, 39 right now in Ramona. There's a bit of a chill in the air because we didn't get the cloud coverage overnight. So pretty much a lot of San Diego right now, you're cooler than you were at this time yesterday. So 6 degrees cooler in Poway and Ramona, 12 degrees cooler in Borrego. Here's that red flag warning. It's still in effect until 6 o'clock tonight because of how strong those winds are and how dry our relative humidity numbers will get. And taking you through your wind forecast model, you'll see the 20s to 30s throughout the day today. Saturday, a lot calmer. That's why that red flag warning expires. But let's talk about your forecast for today. Upper 70s, as you see right there, for downtown San Diego. So for Comic-Coners, it'll be a warm, sunny kind of day. Inland as well, you'll be in the low 80s for the most part. Here's a quick check of what's going on those roads, and I can tell you, not much at all. So it's nice to see there are no backups. You just see these typical cone zones, construction zones that they have, and those have been in place. And so the South Bay, as you see, through Chula Vista, through National City, usually we see a little bit of backup building in this hour, but not at all the case. Even near downtown for the Comic-Coners, it looks nice and smooth. So it's a good time to get out there to the convention center. Evan, I'll send it back to you.